What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. If you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Make sure to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Make sure that you also leave your NHL picks in the comments section below. We're here to talk about a 10-game NHL card on Tuesday. After the morning show started to not feel a little bit well, but I needed to make sure that I got this out for you guys. So apologies if this is a little bit delayed, but we're still going to get you guys these NHL plays. So let's not wait any longer. You guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game comes to us from the TD Garden, where the Boston Bruins take on the Nashville Predators. And, it's a team in Boston that has been disappointing lately against a team in Nashville that has been disappointing all season long. So which side do I jump on here? Well, I'm probably leaning towards the Boston Bruins just because I think they have higher upside to be able to turn things around. Don't get me wrong, Boston was just shut out on the road on the second half of a back-to-back 1-0. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games. But Boston is a different team on the road. They're at home now. Yeah, they've lost 4 straight at home, but they're still 18-10-5 at home this season. Nashville has a 20% win percentage on the road this season. Just still makes it extremely hard to get behind Nashville in any way, shape, or form. So give me the Boston Bruins on the money line in this one. Now we head to the Amalie Arena, where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And my initial thought here was to take Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay has been rolling at home. They're coming off a loss. As much as I like the Columbus Blue Jackets, they still have a 33% win percentage on the road despite winning 4 straight. And those 3 of those 4 wins have come at home. So you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. However, Tampa Bay did play yesterday. They did play the Florida Panthers, lost that game 2-1. So my inkling is that you're either going to see a tired Andrei Vasilevskiy on a back-to-back, or you're going to see Jonas Johansson, who is a big step down. No disrespect, but he's a big step down from Andrei Vasilevskiy in terms of the goaltending room in Tampa Bay. And as much as I, dislike Columbus on the road, the fact of the matter is they have been scoring some goals on the road. And over the course of this 4-game win streak, they've combined to put up 21 goals. So Columbus is finding the back of the net with some consistency right now. Tampa Bay was winning a lot of games by playing low-scoring defensive hockey, and, they had allowed 2 goals or less in 5 straight, even with the loss to Florida. But like I said, all those games had Andrei Vasilevskiy in net, and I think that, if it is Jonas Johansson here, there's going to be a step down in class. So I'm going to take the over between the Blue Jackets and the Lightning. Historically, it's been a profitable trend between these two teams, with the last 6 meetings all seeing at least 6 goals. So give me the over between the Lightning and the Blue Jackets. Now we head to this matchup from the Wells Fargo Center, where the Philadelphia Flyers take on the Calgary Flames. And the Calgary Flames are just a hard team for me to get a gauge for, on the road this season. They're 11-18, 11-13-5. And over the course of this 3-game losing streak on the road against Carolina, Florida, and Tampa Bay, 3 of the premier teams, 3 of the premier home teams in the NHL, the Calgary Flames have been held to just 1 goal. And while the defense has not been bad on the other side, they've allowed 3 goals or less in 6 straight games. Pretty hard to win hockey games when you're scoring 1 goal or less, especially when you're getting shut out. So, the Philadelphia Flyers, they've played in some low-scoring games themselves, but they've also won 4 of their last 5. And in their 2 games at home since the Four Nations Cup break, the Flyers have beaten Pittsburgh and Edmonton by a combined score of 12-4. So I just feel like the Flyers are in better form right now. The Flames, like I said, are just a really hard team to trust on the road. So give me the Philadelphia Flyers on the money line in this one. Now we head to the Little Caesars Arena for a matchup between the Detroit Red Wings and the Carolina Hurricanes. And I can understand if Carolina were to be favored here from just a talent perspective and the fact that they have won 4 straight meetings with the Detroit Red Wings. However, these two teams have not met yet this season. Detroit's been a lot better than what we've seen, or at least what I've seen from them in recent years. They're still playing .500 hockey this late in the season, which is still solid. And they're better at home, 16-13-3 at home compared to 14-11-3. I mean, when you look at the percentage, it's probably close to the same. But what is not the same is Carolina's home and road split. At home, 23-7-1 this season, one of the best teams in the NHL. But Carolina on the road, a 40% win percentage at 12-15-3. It's just really hard to get behind the Carolina Hurricanes when they're struggling as much as they are on the road. So give me the Red Wings here plus the goal and a half with a sprinkle on the money line as well. Now we head to this matchup between the Buffalo Sabres and the San Jose Sharks from the KeyBank Center. And the Buffalo Sabres are a heavy favorite here, but I think it's a heavy favorite for good reason. I know San Jose just upset the Toronto Maple Leafs on the road on Monday, but they're on a back-to-back here. And realistically, sustained success is not something that I've been able to associate with the San Jose Sharks for much of the season. I do praise and pound that the San Jose Sharks are going to be able to provide some value, down the stretch and over the course of the season, especially when they're decent-sized underdogs against teams that may not be worthy of laying these kinds of prices like the Buffalo Sabres. But the Buffalo Sabres, even though they've lost 3 straight, before that they had been on a tear at home. They still have a near 500 record at home. They're just a much better team at home. And San Jose still 7-19-7, basically 7-26 on the road this season. Like I said, it's just hard for me to get there with San Jose. If Buffalo is going to be a serious team to make a concerted effort to try to crash the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference and maybe try to make a late run to playoff spot, you got to take advantage of spots like this. I'm going to go with the Sabres in regulation and maybe sprinkle something on the puck line. Buffalo's had the head-to-head number of San Jose. They've won 5 straight against San Jose, and all 5 wins have been by multiple goals. So give me the Sabres in regulation on the puck line in this one. Now we head to the UBS Arena where the New York Islanders play host to the Winnipeg Jets. And, this line has shot up since, initially looking at it, but I still have to roll with the Winnipeg Jets here, even though they've lost back-to-back games. I just have a hard time pinning down the New York Islanders and what this Islanders team actually is. They're usually about a 50-50 team. The problem is that right now, the goaltending situation is murky at best for the Islanders. Ilya Sorokin has a hard time, with consistently making saves. Jakub Skarek, if he's the one that ends up going here, he did look good in relief of Ilya Sorokin, but he's not a goaltender I'm really looking to trust long term. For me, the goaltending tandem of Connor Hellebuck, especially, and Eric Comrie as the backup, are far more reliable with the Winnipeg Jets lineup behind them. Winnipeg, like I said, they're off of back-to-back losses, but prior to that, they had that lengthy win streak. I think that the Jets are more apt to get back on track here than I trust the Islanders to do. So I do lean towards the Jets here. If the money line price is too steep for you because this line has shot up a crazy amount since I started recording the wraparound, maybe worth looking at a play in regulation for the Jets. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but either way, it's the Jets or pass for me in this game. Now we head to the American Airlines Center for a matchup between the Dallas Stars and the New Jersey Devils. And I'm going to roll with the Dallas Stars in this one. They've just been far more, consistent this season, especially at home, where they are 22-7-1 this season. And they've also won 5 of their last 6 games in the 2 home games since returning off of their road trip. Dallas has beaten St. Louis and LA by a combined score of 12-5, 6 goals in each of those games. The New Jersey Devils, they've been able to pick up some wins here and there, but mostly they've been able to beat teams that are beneath them. Teams like the Utah Hockey Club, the Nashville Predators on the road, the Montreal Canadiens, the Pittsburgh Penguins. But when they have to play teams they have to step up to, teams like Vegas and Colorado, they got shut out by Vegas, lost 5-1 to Colorado. Dallas is definitely a step up. I think Dallas is still one of the front runners in the Western Conference to make the Stanley Cup final. I think this is a really balanced team across the board for Dallas, especially in goaltending department. So give me the Dallas Stars here on the money line. The price has been dropping to something a little bit more reasonable, around minus 150. So give me the Stars on the money line here. Now we head to the Ball Arena for a matchup between the Colorado Avalanche and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I'm back to just not being able to trust the Pittsburgh Penguins in any way, shape, or form. They did get beat up by Toronto 6-5 in overtime in that game. I don't say beat up in the sense they got blown out, but it was just that they could never get themselves up and over the hump. There were a bunch of different goal scorers for Toronto in that game, and the goaltending just once again fell to the wayside for Pittsburgh. Joel Blomqvist struggled once again, And now you got to go out on the road to take on an Avalanche team that's really started to put it all together. They have been inconsistent at times, sort of this win two, lose two trend, but they've won a bunch of games in a row at home. They've been playing their best hockey at home, and I just feel like head to head they are the better team. They won the first meeting in Pittsburgh this season by a combined score, by a score of 6-2. I think the Avalanche get the job done here as well. I'm going to take the Avs in regulation or put a little bit on the puck line at a near coin flip price. Now we head to Rogers Place for a matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Anaheim Ducks. And as much as I understand why the Edmonton Oilers are favored here, I think I'm going to take a shot on Anaheim here, catching a hefty plus money price. I know Edmonton has won 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams, and the bulk of those games have been sizable victories for the Edmonton Oilers. But the Anaheim Ducks over the last month have been probably playing some of the best hockey that I can recall the Anaheim Ducks playing, in recent memory. Now, yeah, sure, Anaheim's coming off a 6-3 loss at home to the Chicago Blackhawks, but if you look at the recent road trip that the Anaheim Ducks were on, sort of surrounding the Four Nations break, they played in LA and then came back with 3 straight road games on the East Coast after that. They beat LA before the break 2-1, only one of 6 teams to beat the LA Kings this season at home. They beat Boston, and then they were competitive against a red-hot Detroit team and competitive against Buffalo. All 4 of those games were one-goal games. Potentially could throw out another one here. We're getting plus money with the Anaheim Ducks at plus 1.5. So I'll put something on Anaheim plus 1.5, but I'll take something on the money line here at nearly 3-1 on our money for the Anaheim Ducks to potentially steal one on the road here. Our final game on Tuesday's card takes us to Climate Pledge Arena, where the Seattle Kraken take on the Minnesota Wild. And to be honest, I've had a hard time nailing down the Minnesota Wild as of late because they've had issues with injuries. And, Kirill Kaprizov is still out for the next little bit, it looks like. So is Joel Eriksson Ek. But last time out, Minnesota was able to take down Boston 1-0. Now, you could have 2 takeaways from that game, that the Minnesota Wild only scored 1 goal, or that the goaltending showed up and Minnesota got the shutout victory and held Boston down. And now you're taking on a Seattle team that has been known to score goals here and there, but at the back end of their recent road trip, they gave up a combined 11 goals to St. Louis and Tampa Bay. For me, I'm still just not sold on the goaltending situation in Seattle, and we're still getting even or plus money, slight plus money, with a Minnesota team that's 21-9-3 on the road this season. So I'm going to roll with the Minnesota Wild here. It's a lean, but I'm going to take a shot on Minnesota just based on their reputation for being road warriors this season. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head to pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. And remember to use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys.